explain to me why a digital subscription for Marvel Comics is so expensive. Why they charge so much for that motion comic on iTunes.
Yeah.
Okay? What's the magic price point? Every song, doesn't matter who it is, you get a song for 99 cents on iTunes. Mm-hmm. If you made your motion comics 99 cents, I think you'd get a lot more people buying those things. Okay? I don't know what the sales rate on the motion comics are, but if you want those things to really take off, you have to make it more appealing for someone to say, okay, yeah, you know what? I'm going to buy it. I mean, 99 cents, $1. I'll invest that to have something running on my iPhone or on my iPod Touch.
And when this video does go up, when we are talking about the Golden Lobes and what the worst thing was, we have a commenter who's been in front of the show for a very long time. Probably, besides Johnny Horror, probably one of the guys that was from the beginning was is Locus Mortis.
Locus Mortis.
And man, he condensed down what the big problem was this year and was Marvel in his awesome comment. And I think I'm actually going to make that comment into its own post. I'm just going to cut it and paste it into its own post when this video goes up. So, because everything that we said about Marvel, everything that we complained about Marvel, was perfectly put in this comment, and you guys can go check it out when this video is up, because I'm going to post it up there for everyone to read.
And as far as I know, Locus Mortis 1 does not live in the United States.
No, he's from Ireland.
He lives in Ireland, so he's not an American fanboy. Okay,
no, but he is one of those, one of our viewers and one of the comic fan who gets to see stuff from the outside,
exactly,
and see how bad things really are sometimes.
And I'm telling you, I look forward to reading his posts, and I know the post that you're talking about. Probably one of the most stinging indictments of Marvel Comics that I have ever read, and written both with passion, but with a cool head, and completely rational, doesn't fly off the handle, doesn't go into name calling, doesn't make these outlandish comments. It's not just saying, bam, this is what it is, this is the problem I have with it, and so on. And
yeah, there's no way to get around it. Yeah,
no way to get around it. So when you say, guys, why do you constantly harp on Marvel? You know, it's because that's just the way we see it right now. I know that there are comic shop owners who didn't care for the Old Man Logan finale, okay? Go check out the Comic Vault blog and see the video that that Matt, the owner of the Comic Vault, did about the Old Man Logan finale book. The guy literally rips one of the issues in half, okay? He was really pissed about it. If Marvel just slowly, cheated here and there, did little things here and there, that will be one thing. But the fact that it's just blatant. I mean, for Christ's sakes, does everybody forget about ghost boxes? Ghost boxes where you got 16 pages of art, 16 pages of original work, 2 8-page stories, and then all this backup material, reprinted material of the script for those stories, and it wasn't a $2.99 book, it was a $3.99 book. I mean, talk about pushing it.
Well, then you have this gem that came out this week, and there was an Iron Man one that came out, I think at the beginning of the month, which has six new pages of art and story in here. And the rest of the 52 pages, are all reprints for $5. We never really talked about this. Marvel's done this in the past. They did it with the Iron Man one. I talked about it on the blog briefly. But now that we're talking about this came out this week. And $5 for 6 new pages of art. And the rest all reprint. Yeah, they recolored the color stuff, but the last story in here isn't black and white.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to say this, because I'm looking at the talent that's involved on that. Marvel better have fucking given Gene Colan a nice paycheck for that.
Yeah, I was going to say...
You know, he better have gotten a nice paycheck for that, because they took a lot of Gene Colan's stuff.
Yep.
They reprint it, and I'm wondering what kind of royalties he's going to get from this. And Len Wein, right.
Who's over at DC right now.
Yeah. I really hope, I mean... if I find out later that, you know what, a nice check went over to him for this, then maybe I'm not going to have such an issue with it. But I'm sorry, when they
it better be a pretty sizable check for what they're charging for
what they're charging for it, exactly. Because you're taking stuff that was done under work for hire, okay? And I know as a writer, in most cases, unless you sell a lot of copies, that first check you get for the work is all you're ever going to get.
Well, look at they reprinted an old 6-issue Thor mini that was all Jack Kirby stuff.
Yep.
I'm not guessing that Kirby Estate got any money for that, right?
I don't know.
It was all recolored.
Yeah.
I can't really say for sure, but you know.
No, you're right. So.
Yeah, Marvel is notorious for fucking over their old time artists and writers.
Yeah. I hate to say it, but
hopefully that's changed, and if anybody out there knows if Gene Colan and Len Wein got some money for this, like got a good, nice sized paycheck for this, you know, I'll give Marvel props for that. If you can find it anywhere on the internet, any information on it at all.
And if Gene Colan and Len Wein, if you just happen to be watching this for some reason, and because we're mentioning you, did they actually tell you that was going to run? I'm wondering if the creators actually knew that their stuff was going to be getting reprinted and getting put out there again. I'm just curious. Because some are going to come back and say, well, you know, those Brother Voodoo issues are really hard to find. And if you try, and, you know, they're really hard to find, and, you know, and you're going to pay a lot of money for them. I'm sorry, really? You know?
But again, like, what's to stop Marvel just putting that up on their website? So you can get, hey, here's a free, hype up the Brother Voodoo, Rick Remender, Brother Voodoo that he's running right now. Just hype it up, throw that stuff on the internet for free, give people a taste of what Brother Voodoo's about.
Or hell,
hype up the new series.
Make it a free comic book day deal.
Yeah, we talk about that all the time. How they should take reprint stuff and just give it out for free, and that in and of itself will probably get people to buy more other comics.
Right. But again, Marvel is always taking this. I'm sorry, it seems to be this very mercenary attitude towards its product, and towards their fans. That they know that you're going to want something. We're going to take this Brother Voodoo because now we have a new Brother Voodoo series. We're going to reprint some stuff, put it out there. We're going to charge people for it, and bam, go from there.
Yeah, and they did the same thing with Iron Man because it was right after Fraction finished up his first story arc and the Iron Man movie was coming out. But, you know, Matt Fraction wrote like a 6-page story in there, and it was like a couple bookends. Like it framed like 3 of the reprints. But it's like 6 pages, 6 new pages of stuff. People who have those Iron Man issues probably have like the essentials or something. They've already read the stories. They don't need to read it again and not pay $5 for it. But and that is one of the things that changed if you watch the videos of this year. Is at the beginning of the year, yeah, we were still bitching about Marvel, but man, we were bitching about DC a lot.
Yeah, we were.
A lot. People are always getting on our case who have just jumped on the show. Man, you guys are always complaining about Marvel. What about DC? Well, you know what? For 6 months of the year, we were bitching about DC and Dan DiDio like every week.
Yeah. No, Dan DiDio was basically pretty much a swear word around here. Mm-hmm. And we were like those angry fanboys cowling for Dan DiDio's head.
Yeah, from like Rest in Peace and then Battle for the Cowl and the Final Crisis fuck-ups.
Oh, no, the Final Crisis thing, that was huge.
Yeah.
I mean, because, you know...
Like the rewrite that
the rewrites and all that, yeah. So yeah. But even through all that, you didn't have the relentless assault on your pocketbook that Marvel made. You just didn't have that. Not with DC.
Yeah, and that kind of goes a long way in the industry now with DC like keeping all their price points pretty much down to $2.99. Mm-hmm. I mean, they could easily have jumped on the Marvel bandwagon and started gouging their hey, Marvel's look at Marvel's in the top 10. Like they own more than half the top 10 books and they're all $3.99 books. Why don't we do that?
Right. And even though recently DC has been putting more books up in the top 10, Marvel still owns a greater market share because the books go for more. Well,
the books go for more, and Marvel just throws so much shit out there that they flood the market. There's no way they can't have the main market share. Right. There's just no way that's ever going to happen until they actually start trimming the fat, which they will never do.
2009 is done, and now we're in 2010. What do we have to look forward to? What are the things that you're looking forward to? I'd like to know.
I'm looking forward to a new Elias Serrano comic.
I'm looking forward to it, too. Actually, I have a couple things I'm waiting to hear about.
couple things in a pipeline.
In the pipeline, I hope that I can make some announcements.
Is that industry lingo? In the pipeline?
In the pipeline, yeah. That's right. It's on the
I just want to be professional from here on out.
On the burner. Things are on the burner right now. They're on the back burner, as they say. But in the pipeline, I'm waiting to hear about a couple things, and we'll see. We'll see. Who knows? It's not my job that pays my bills. I do a lot of other things too.
I think you and John Lehman should write a comic book.
No. John Lehman and I John broke my heart. That's what it is.
I believe it.
The bastard broke my heart, and I don't know if I can work with him anymore.
Well, I'm kind of glad that you actually, in one of these videos, that you announced that Lehman was going to send us some, so I'll have to.
Yeah, now he has to. He has to.
Well, unless he really wants to make you fucking look bad, which I'm sure he probably does, and just not send it to you and blame it all on you.
That's okay, because I know John Lehman's
make you look bad.
I have his home address, and I have his phone number, and I have his email address, and I can always just put it out there on the internet, and people can mail him bags of poo. You know. I have my ways.
It's actually pretty funny.
That's one of the reasons why he relocated.
That all makes sense now.
So, as we close, we thank you, our viewers, for watching and for being a part of the CCW Nation. Please check out the blog and vote. We hope that by the next round of segments, we can have our winners and be able to start mailing out all this cool stuff that we want to share with you. But understand that without you guys watching, you know, this is really kind of pointless. So,
yeah. And if I'm talking to you this amount of time for absolutely no reason at all, I'm kind of pissed.
He is, because the moment this camera turns off, you don't want to know the stream of obscenities that issues forth from this man. So that's it for now. Thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to reading your comments here on the CCW channel and on the CCW blog. Until next time, this has been Elliot Serrano and Jose Melendez in Dreamland Comics here in Schaumburg, Illinois. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.